Do you guys feel empty inside? There comes this space after you finish watching a series where everything feels like, yeah, there is no meaning to life, it's over. Why isn't my life like this? Why isn't it over? You just go through, a whole process of thoughts where you feel, everything is pointless, baseless, and you want to die. Well, I'm in that stage right now, but leaving that aside, see, I've just come across this letter which, I've been to this convention of my academics, Zonas, if I may say, and there was one faculty with my actual faculty who was visiting Zonasa as well from another college. See, I was just being myself because I was just having normal conversation and was like, yeah, hi, hello, and I generally talk and interact with people in a pretty interesting manner, as in I listen to what people say. I guess that's a pretty rare quality in the world right now. But yeah, I don't know what she was going through or something. I didn't actually feel that she was kind of sad or lonely, but after the whole convention, my faculty, when we returned back to college, she gave me a letter saying that other faculty wanted me to have this letter and she has left me a note. And I was like, really, for being the first point is I was never worth to someone to actually pass me a note, and this was kind of gully boy getting 1,000 rupees kind of a situation. And yeah, when I went through the note, I'm not gonna read you the whole note, but I just read something which actually means a lot of sense now that I'm knocked out of this whole love pressure, I guess. Don't ever change yourself for anybody. Be the unique you. It just sounds pretty simple. But I just got to read this again after maybe 2 years, I guess. If I'm concentrating on that part and if I'm thinking about it right now, that is what I have actually been doing since the moment I started living alone. I never embraced as to how I am, and I never embraced as to how people are pursuing me. But instead, I was just thinking, I have to please someone. It is not uncontrollable need to please people as Monica has. But yeah, I guess it is something that I cannot have haste around me. Quoting Betty White, I cannot live with any little bit of haste around me. If somebody is fighting, or if somebody is having even a little bit tenseful conversation, if a conversation is not going with a bright smile, I wouldn't want to be part of it. I wouldn't want to be there at that situation. What happened was, I guess I was just too wanting to be in a happy situation that I start laughing at everything. A lot of people in my class and my whole college and complete in my whole circle, everybody knows that I laugh out loud and I sneeze out loud. Okay, leaving the sneeze concept aside, thanks to pandemic, me laughing out loud, I've just observed a pattern in that. In the start, when I came to Hyderabad and when I started living alone, I used to watch a lot of series and I used to laugh like them. I guess it will make a little more sense if you are digging deeper. And then after some days, I got best friends, I got contacts in college, and then comes this boyfriend part where I was completely influenced by this guy. Not influence, but yeah. And then later on, I snapped out of it and I started rewatching a lot of other series, which I started to feel with my heart. So in this whole conversation and in this whole conversion, right now, if I'm going back and noticing, the way I laugh and the way I talk has monumentally changed from one era to another era. If I was going into the area where I was just binge watching series just then, and I had a lot of free time up my sleeve back then before I got into my college, and at the stage when I got into college, see, I never knew this relationship stuff would happen, and quite frankly I was completely against this kind of concepts back then, because I was a literal cock block for a really long time. But yeah, I was like, this is something which was extremely circumstantial. If and only if 2017 hadn't happened in my life, I would have been a completely different person right now. So yeah, if I'm digging deep into the way, I laughed just like the people in the series first. And then I got friends whom I connected to, I started laughing like them. Then I got this guy who I'm attracted to, and I literally started laughing like him. It's been like maybe 1 year through with this guy, suddenly I realized that he was laughing and I was laughing, and I really wouldn't realize that this was not how I used to laugh before. Now I laugh just like this guy. And then okay, a lot of shit happened, I don't want to go into that. And right now, if I'm seeing how I'm laughing, I've been watching these drag queens on YouTube for a real long time now, that they are so cheerful. And see, drag is completely like my personality right now. I'm specifying it the moment that it's right now. It's so cheerful, so daring. And when I'm saying daring, I don't want to be nerdy, but it's completely out there. It is putting your personality out there and selling your personality. And I guess deep down I'm that kind of a person. That is why I sell my personality to the whole world. That is why I want to make everybody around me comfortable. If I'm saying that I'm selling my personality, it may sound weird to you guys, but I guess that is what everybody is doing. See, you talk to a person in a certain way, you be with people in a certain way. If somebody likes it, they are going to say that to another person, like, oh, this guy talks well, this guy makes you laugh, or this guy makes you feel something, this guy does this guy does that. I guess everything is just like propagation and promotion of a movie, I guess. See, one guy watches a movie, it has some bizarre shit, but the guy connects with the content, he starts mouthing about it. And lot of other people go and watch it just because of the mouthing, and maybe 10 out of 100 go connect to that content, and that 10 will propagate into 100 and more. I guess that is how everybody's personality is propagating into the world. And the most relatable personality of people, the most relatable and high class of a celebrity he is. All these influencers on Instagrams, on YouTube, and on a general basis, all the celebrities who are not actors. I'm specifying who are not actors. Personality is something which they are selling. So it kind of hits a point where you have to have a personality and you have to sell it to be there, to be remembered. Let me tell you and let me make it pretty clear, in this whole life, you will not take the money, you will not take your properties, you will not take your friends, your family or anybody. It is not about taking and going. It is all about what is going to be remained. There is a proverb in Telugu that Kuchon tinte kondalaina karugutai. Let me translate it for you. If you are sitting and eating, even a mountain worth of gold is going to finish off at one point. So properties or your legacy or your culture, tradition, art, anything, Kalagarbhanlo at one particular point everything has to vanish in time. But yeah, the fact that you were remembered for a really long time, even after you're gone, the fact that you influenced people somehow is something which is going to be remembered. Let me give you an instance. I'm talking about LGBTQ movement right now. So all the homophobes and straight guys, shut your ears or just stop hearing this. So it was something about like 100 years ago, all of this was considered as a taboo. And right now, see, America had Ellen DeGeneres, and there may be a lot of people before and there may be a lot of people after, and with all due respect to every single person, at least for me, Ellen DeGeneres was the first person who was not straight and out and had her own legacy right now. And I saw her being given a